I'll never forget the way she looked at me that night. It wasn't just a glance. It was something else. Something that didn't belong to a woman with a gold ring on her finger. Her name was Sarah. We weren't close, at least, not in the beginning. She was a friend of a friend, someone I'd see in passing at gatherings or weddings. Always polite, always just out of reach. The first time I noticed her differently was at a dinner party. She was wearing a simple black dress, the kind that shouldn't be remarkable, but on her, it was. It followed her in ways my eyes had no business following. Her husband was there too, a tall, distracted man who seemed more interested in his phone than in her. She laughed at my jokes that night. She asked questions no one else bothered to ask. She looked at me a little longer than necessary. I told myself it was nothing. But nothing has a way of becoming something. It started small. Messages now and then. At first, they were group chats about events or plans. But then, late one evening, she sent me a private message. "Do you ever get bored at these things?" I replied, "Sometimes." She sent back a smirking emoji, followed by, "Good." I thought it was just me. After that, it became a thing. A pattern. A slow, careful pull. 2 weeks later, we crossed paths again, this time at a coffee shop. It wasn't planned. Or at least, she said it wasn't. She was sitting alone by the window, scrolling through her phone. When she saw me, her lips curled into that same slow smile I remembered from the party. She waved me over. We talked for half an hour. She leaned in when I spoke, her perfume drifting across the space between us. She played with her hair when she laughed. Every now and then, her knee brushed mine under the table. When I stood to leave, she said, "We should do this again, but somewhere quieter." It was never a direct proposition. Married women rarely make those. Instead, it was looks. Touches. Carefully chosen words. One evening, she messaged me, "You'd be dangerous if you wanted to be." I stared at my screen for a long time before replying. "Why?" She took a minute. Then came the answer. "Because you notice things." Weeks went by. Our conversations got longer. The pauses between them got shorter. She told me things about her marriage, not all bad, but enough to know she wasn't happy. She said her husband worked late, traveled often, and when he was home, he was absent. One night, she wrote, "Sometimes I wonder what it's like to feel wanted again." That sentence stayed in my head. It followed me into the next morning, and the one after that. Then came that night. It was raining. I'd gone to meet a few friends for dinner. Sarah was there. Her husband wasn't. She wore a cream-colored dress with a slit down the side, the fabric clinging just enough to make my throat dry. We sat across from each other. Her foot brushed mine under the table once, twice. Her eyes held mine longer than they should have. After dinner, most of the group decided to head home. Sarah lingered. She asked if I could drop her off. Her car was in the shop, she said. We drove in near silence, the sound of rain on the windshield filling the space between us. She directed me to a quiet street, lined with old trees. When I pulled over, she didn't open the door. Instead, she turned to me, her voice low. "You ever think about things you shouldn't?" Her eyes didn't move from mine. I swallowed. "Sometimes." She smiled, slow, knowing. Then she reached up, brushing a raindrop from my cheek that wasn't even there. For a moment, nothing happened. And then everything did, but in ways that can't be put into words without changing the story entirely. When she finally stepped out of the car, she paused in the rain, looking back at me. "Good night," she said, her voice soft but heavy with everything unsaid. I watched her walk to the door. She didn't look back again. I didn't sleep that night. Not because of what happened or didn't happen, but because of how it made me feel. She was married. I knew that. But the way she looked at me, the way she spoke to me. For a few hours, I was the center of her world. And she was the center of mine. And here's the truth. It's not the act that stays with you. It's the tension. The build-up. The quiet moments where you both know the line is right there and you are both daring each other to cross it. That's what gets into your head. That's what keeps you awake